Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I ask that you please turn off all mobile phones for the duration of the ceremony. Please stand and welcome the official party. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tony Welch, and I am your Master of Ceremonies for today. In the case of an emergency, please take note of your closest emergency exit and follow all directions given by the venue staff. I ask you all to stand and join in the singing the first verse of the Australian National Anthem. Graduates and guests, welcome to this graduation ceremony of CQUniversity Australia. Please be seated. At CQUniversity, our graduation ceremonies are all about celebration and achievement. We would love you, therefore, to cheer out loud as your friends and family members across the stage today. You will notice that the University Mace is located centre stage. The mace is a symbol of the authority of the Council of the University and signifies the university's responsibility to work for the sustenance of our present world and to ensure that future generations are not disadvantaged, but are richer by our efforts. I now invite Mr. Brent Miller to deliver the welcome to country.
Thank you very much. Hello and welcome. My name is Brent Miller. I am a descendant of the Cubby Cubby speaking people from around these areas. The way we say hello back in them days was Wanya. Wanya Nullum or Wanya Yin Yan Meni. It was a way of saying who or how are you, because that was how we introduced each other. We wanted to know who they are, who their family was, so we could better understand them. So on behalf of me, Wanya, to everyone here today. Where I was actually born in a place called the Red Flowering Melaleuca, or the paperbark tree. That place was actually called Numba. Today, it's called Nambour. The family group that lived in that area were called the Nelbo family group. That Nelbo family group covered a great area around there, and Nelbo was our superglue that we used to trade to each other. So we used to trade to different family groups from all around the Sunshine Coast. For example, we used to trade our Nelbo to around the Caloundra mob because they had that special rock that we used to make our knives. In return, these family groups called us Nelbo. Now, I was born in Nambour. My parents were born in Nambour. But my grandparents, my mother's mother and my mother's father. My mother's mother, she was actually born in the place of the hairpin honeysuckle. Today it's known as Budrum. And Granddad was born in the place of the red-belly black snake, and today that is known as Mooloolaba. Where Granddad was born is actually where Underwater World is today. So you got that old cotton tree that's growing there at the Underwater World. Actually, my grandma and my grandfather's older sister actually planted that when they were young. Back in them days, there was actually a lot of just shacks that used to live around those areas. Now, Granddad's parents are actually born around these areas too. They were born in the place of the red clay. Today it's known as Mooloola. And also great-granddad's mother, she was born in the headwaters of Mooloola too, around the Mooloola Plains area. So on behalf of my family, which is the Chile family, I'd like to welcome you here today. I'd also like to finish off my welcome to country by playing this musical instrument right here, commonly known as a didgeridoo, but also it has many different names. From the origin of where this didgeridoo comes from is actually the northern ends of Australia. It actually did come through down to these areas through trade. Originally, like I said, it was only from the northern ends of Australia. So to finish off this welcome, I'd like to say Wanya, congratulations, and also enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brent. I now invite the Chancellor, Mr. René Britsky, to deliver the address of welcome.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, friends, family, staff, and of course, graduating students. Welcome to all of you, and a special welcome, of course, to our graduating students. You're the reason we're all here today. I'd like to give you special congratulations from the Council of the University and all of the university community. You've done very well. Well done. I'd also like to give a special welcome to the friends and relatives and supporters of our graduates. Without your help, many of these graduating students wouldn't be here today. Before I fully begin, I'd like to formally acknowledge the traditional owners of the land where this meeting is today, the Gubbi Gubbi people, and their elders past and present. This is very much a day of celebration for you, our graduates. And each of you in front of me has made a decision many years ago. And that question was, what can I do today that will best ensure the welfare of myself, my family, and future generations? And you made a far-reaching decision to do higher education at our university. We all know that on average, university graduates accumulate more prosperity as they go forward than people without a university graduation qualification. We also know on average that the starting salaries of our graduates at CQUniversity are among the very highest of graduates throughout Australia. And we know that university degrees open doors and opportunities that may not have occurred or not as easily occurred if people did not have a degree. But most importantly, our graduates have made an investment for future generations. Whether that is through the contribution you make to society or getting your own children to university in the future, or both. Statistics show that when people go to university, they're much more likely that their own children will also go to university. University is difficult, stressful, hard and long, and I'm sure you all appreciate that. It's important that supporters, relatives and friends understand just what this achievement is. Each and every graduating student here today has a story to tell, and very few of them have an easy story. Some have come from a long way away, some have studied by distance, some have left behind family and friends, some have had to give up work, others on the other hand have had to take up multiple jobs to make ends meet. Some have sacrificed dreams of travel and an active social life, and nearly all of you will have given up valued time with loved ones. In arriving here today, you've demonstrated, amongst other things, commitment, dedication and persistence. You've had quite a lot of victories and successes along the way, and maybe you've also had some challenges and maybe some failures. But all of those things together have gotten you to where you are today and equipped you for your careers. Our university motto is Doctrina Perpetua, which is perpetual learning and forever learning. And I think you'll all realise that although today is a really very important educational milestone for you, that there will be other educational milestones as you go forward. And a lot of you are thinking, surely not. But statistics show that on average, all of you today will have 5 career changes in your working life. Just think about that. And it's very likely that some of those career changes will involve technical training, managerial training, commercial training. And of course, we'd be delighted to have you back. To those graduating, once again, I say congratulations very warmly from all of us, and we hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you. I invite the Vice-Chancellor and President, Professor Scott Bowman, to deliver the opening address.
Chancellor, it's really great to be here this afternoon. And, you know, I say that at probably most graduations, normally start by saying it's great to be here this afternoon. But I just want to say to you, it's really great to be here this afternoon because I got here with seconds to spare. In fact, Sandy, wherever she is, was standing at the door with this gown, and I just kind of dived into it. And the reason was, it's always good fun coming down to this region of the world, and we call this region of the world Central Queensland South, because you have so many interesting shops. And at the moment, I'm really into keeping fish in aquariums, salt fish, and you've got some really good aquarium shops. So I left the campus, and I had I would have thought about 10 minutes. So I went into a shop up at Noosa, and it had hundreds of corals and things, and I made a mistake. I said to the guy, I said, how much are the corals? And he started to plod through every one and tell me the life history of every coral. Oh, God, get on with it, get on with it. And in the end, I got so flustered. I said, okay, I'll have that one and that one. He said, oh, good. So off he went round the back to get some bags, and he slowly came out. And then I made a mistake. I said, I'm going to be driving back to Rockhampton tonight, so I probably won't get home till about midnight. He said, oh, I'll have to use the Fiji method of bagging the corals up. And off he went again. And he's double bagging them, putting them on polystyrene and goodness knows what, and tying them all up. And so he gets them all in the box, and we go, good, it's gonna. And I just made a mistake. I said, so what kind of light do these like? And he said, oh, let me go through the book with you. So he gets the book out, and we work through the book on the care of every coral known to the Great Barrier Reef, which I'm now expert on. So we get all of that done, get everything done, get in the car, think, well, Noosa, we must be at graduation in Noosa, it won't take me long to get there. So I put it into the GPS. I didn't realise we were having this graduation down on the Gold Coast. We're miles from Noosa. So I normally would be saying some real words of wisdom, because normally as I'm driving to graduations, I'm thinking about all the clever things I'm going to say. Now, you would think because I had so far to drive, I'd have some really inspiring things. But in fact, what I was thinking about, what am I going to tell the Chancellor? What am I going to tell him why I was late? So I've come up with some fantastic stories. I've delivered babies on the way here today. I've looked after people involved in accidents. I've got all of that ready. That would just come flowing out now. But no real great words of wisdom. But I'm sure our guest speaker will have some of those. It is really good to be here today. Coming to our Noosa campus is always fantastic, because really in some ways that's set us off that campus in a direction that we're really working to, and that's to be Australia's most engaged university. A university that just works in partnerships with all of its communities. We don't sit in ivory towers or behind big fences. We work in partnership. We look at what the needs of our communities are, and then work with our communities to help them meet their aspirations. And why is Noosa so important in that? Well, why are we in Noosa? Well, we're in Noosa because the Noosa community really wanted higher education. It really wanted teacher education here in this part of the world, and couldn't get that. It approached the university, and the university, long before my time, made a decision that it would work with that community to give it what it wanted in terms of teacher education. So this campus is truly community-led, and really it's this approach to higher education which has now led the whole of the university in engaging with communities right throughout Australia. You are now graduating from a truly national university that has campuses in every state of Australia, with the exception of Tasmania. That is a state, yeah. That's overseas, okay. So you're graduating from a truly national university, in fact a truly international university, because we have students from all around the world, and really a lot of that community engagement was kicked off here in Noosa. I always say at graduations, I say to the students, for goodness sake, cheer up, because normally at the graduations you look out and everyone's sitting there looking really worried and shaking, but you lot all look happy, so I'm not going to say that today. And that fits in again with Noosa. When we do our staff meetings, we go around all the campuses and you say, are you there, Mackay? Yeah. Are you there, Cairns? Yeah. Are you there, Emerald? Yeah. Are you there, Noosa? Yippee, yeah! So I can see that's why you're all so happy down there. Now look, there is a very serious part to graduation. Obviously this is a very important day and it's very important for the university as well. You are going to receive your degrees today. For many of you, that will mean that you can now enter learned professions and practice in those careers that you've worked for. And that's a very serious thing. And if you have a look, there is an Act of Parliament, the Central Queensland Act, which brings the university into being and allows us to give you degrees. And there are 5 things that have to happen for you to get the degree. One is the degree has to be presented and conferred on you, and hopefully the Chancellor will do that in a minute. You also have to be presented with the degree, and when you get handed the degree, that's a very important moment which is enshrined in that Act. The other 3 things in that Act that must happen at graduation for you actually to graduate is 1, during the ceremony a mobile phone must ring. This guy down here has already made sure that we've got that. We've got to have a baby that cries. We're fine on that one. That's good. And the really important one is someone has got to trip up and make a real fool of themselves on stage. So someone right at the back there, if no one's done that by the time you walk over the stage, that's your job. Look, have an absolutely fantastic day. We know that you've worked incredibly hard. Many of you are distance students. Many of you have all sorts of commitments, family, work commitments. You've done an incredible job to get here to graduate today. Don't be strangers to the university. Check out the website, see what we're doing, but more importantly, let us know what you're doing, because we'd love to put that up and get our students inspired by what we know that you're going to achieve. Have a great day. Thank you.
I now invite the Chancellor to introduce the guest speaker for today.
I have great pleasure in introducing our guest speaker, Graham Wilkinson. Graham is the Executive Director of Nursing and Midwifery Services for the Sunshine Coast Hospital and Health Service. He's worked as a nurse within Queensland Health for over 30 years, commencing as an enrolled nurse at Brisbane Hospital in 1980. Graham has a diverse clinical background, holding positions as charge nurse and nurse unit manager in surgical, medical and oncology wards and units. In the last 20 years, Graham has worked in senior management positions at Royal Brisbane Hospital and was the District Director of Nursing at Westmoreton Health Service District from 1996 until 2006, when he was appointed the Executive Director of Nursing and Midwifery Services at Sunshine Coast Hospital and Health Service. His qualifications include a Bachelor of Applied Nursing, a Master's in Health Management, and he is a Wharton Fellow of the University of Pennsylvania. Graham has a particular interest in progressing clinical workforce and educational reform in nursing and broader health servicing, and has served on numerous state and national committees and work groups. Graham looks forward to bridging the gap between theory and practice and providing nursing services to the community which are contemporary, sustainable and enriching for the nurse involved. He's passionate about good nursing care and attracting and retaining the right people in the profession. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Graham Wilkinson.
Chancellor. Vice-Chancellor and President of Queensland Central Queensland University, invited dignitaries, CQU staff, and most importantly, the graduates, their families, friends, and support crew are sharing this very special moment. It is indeed an enormous pleasure and honour to speak to you on this very special day, a day that recognises your achievement in gaining that qualification which you've worked so hard for. And you're looking good, by the way. It is indeed a special moment, a time to remember. Now, I don't want you to get depressed, but I'm going to talk about a funeral that's read at, a poem that's read at funerals. It's got nothing to do with death and morbidity. It's about celebration of life, as many funerals are and should be. I'd like to talk to you regarding this poem, penned by Linda Ellis. The poem, The Dash, talks about life and death, the way someone lives, his or her life until the end. The word dash refers to a fast race with a short length. It's so true because life is so fast. When I first heard this poem being read at a funeral a few weeks ago, it did get me thinking. The dash did have an impact on me. You see, the poem The Dash is a touching group of words which refers to the hyphen, the dash that appears on almost every tombstone, the hyphen or the dash that is placed in between the person's date of birth and their date of death, 1920, 2000, dash. The poem is 9 paragraphs long, and the last verse reads as follows. So when your eulogy is being read with your life actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they say about you and how you spent your dash? This insignificant-looking dash, which when you stop to think about it, covers a person's entire life. You see, what that dash is all about, it's about you. And when you stop to think of it, you don't get many days when it's all about you, where you're the focus of attention. This moment, your graduation in 2013, is, one might say, a significant dash moment. It will or it should hold a significant place in your personal and professional resume of life. But life shouldn't and isn't just about you. I believe it's more important than that. You see, it's what you do in the dash and the difference and the contribution that you will make in your life. I would like to take you through some thoughts which I believe just might add value to your dash. Opportunity. Carpe diem is a phrase from a Latin poem by Quintin Horatius Flacius. This guy lived in 65 BC-8 BC. And he was more widely known as Horace. Carpe diem is popularly translated as seize the day. You may have remembered the term carpe diem, in which was used in the very popular movie Dead Poets Society, starring Robin Williams. One of my favourite movies, a great movie about living, life and learning. But let's get back to you, about your dash. In your day or dash, will you seize the day and the opportunity it may bring? Will you step up or step down? From your working and personal perspective, will you be an active participant or a passive recipient in life? You see, we can make choices, and for many, how and if you seize it will be a determining point and will have an impact on you and others. To me, opportunity is sometimes replaced by a similar type word, obligation. As graduating teachers, nurses, social workers and others, you have chosen to study and work in a field that is people-centric. There are active and responsive jobs. And not only that, they are people jobs, with all the dynamics, sensitivities and energy which is required when dealing with people. These professions have responsibilities. There are rules and legislation impacting on your ability and scope to practice. They have ethics, they have values, and they are valued by society. You are a professional. In saying that, you may or will find yourself at moments, turning points, critical dash moments perhaps, when you will be challenged. At these moments, draw on your training, experience, your capacity to problem solve, seek advice and support, and maintain your integrity and values which will see you through. Carpe diem moments, seize the day moments. Now, can I bore you about me for a moment? You see, it's not just all about you. And I was told you will not be able to present without telling a story about you. I went to Bald Hills Primary School, and our school motto was Carpe Diem. I remember this very clearly. I was in grade 3, I was looking out the window, I was staring at the cows in the paddock, which I could see from our classroom, and the teacher asked, as teachers usually do, "Wilkinson, Carpe Diem, what's it mean?" My reply went something like this. I reckon it means have a good time, sir. With that, I was sent from the class. Can I tell you, it was much to my left brain's desire, because what did I do? I continued to look out in the cow paddocks. For the teachers, look out for that type of kid. There is hope. You know, even then, and more importantly now, I didn't think I was that wrong. In fact, on review, a more accurate translation of Carpe Diem would be enjoy the day, or pluck the fruit which is ripe. Maybe this terminology is the balancing bit for all the seizing day stuff. Today we call it perhaps work-life balance, which we all know is essential, but for many find so hard to practice. But on reflection, to me, it's on have a good time, with particular emphasis on the word good. I like the word good. This leads to my second point, with reference to good and the importance of learning and good. I'm particularly interested in this as it relates to my passion in working through the theoretical and the practical when it comes to learning, practice and teaching. At CQU, not only have you received a good education, but I would suggest an education for good. This, to me, is another important dash moment. You see, we are all participants in this life class. We all play students and teacher roles. We are continually questioning and questioned, asking why and why not, and we all have opinions. Some just may be a little bit more informed than others at times. But in your time, your dash, what will be your attitude to life learning? Will it be restrictive? Will it be lifelong? And will it be life-wide? Maybe looking out the windows across the cow paddock moments. Will your contribution to the body of knowledge of your profession, your contribution to practice, and teaching your disciplines, professional practice, be informing, be shared, be for good? Will you make a difference, and will your difference be for good? Time will tell. My third point is the pursuit for excellence. In the branding and marketing of companies, I don't see the use of the word good in their mission statements. They use words like excellence. In fact, at the Sunshine Coast Hospital Health Services, nursing midwifery, we talk about the excellence in care. It's a significant goal. In a world of excellence, it is usually accompanied by other words. Best practice, benchmarking, KPIs, TQM, quality practice, quality circles, they all are words which usually are accompanied by action. They have a place and they are important. However, can I give you some advice which has served me well, but at times has been confronting? It might just provide you with an opportunity for direct feedback, not waiting for the audit or the report on your performance. How are you travelling and are you doing a good job? And this is it. What's your gut telling you? You see, there are intrinsic drivers which are your internal gauge. They refer to your value sets, they support your esteem, your integrity, they are reminding and challenging you on how good you are doing. I continually remind staff or students when working or at prac this story. If this was your child, your parents, a loved one that you are caring for, at that moment, would you be satisfied? What is your gut telling you? Is it telling you that you've done your best because you know close enough isn't good enough for a loved one? But saying that, at that moment, you are caring for someone else's loved one. And how would they feel if they were you, with the feedback at that moment that your gut was telling you? When I do orientation for new staff or present papers to health professionals, I always ask the same question. Do you like people? Some might say a strange question to ask, but if you don't like people, or if you've stopped liking people, it's time to reflect or move on. A redirect your dash moment, perhaps. Graduates of CQU 2013, you have worked hard and you've put the time in and made the sacrifices. You have succeeded. So Winston Churchill, when talking about the victory in the African campaign in World War II, the Rats of Tobruk campaign, said to his troops and his allies, "It's not the end, it's not the beginning of the end, it's the end of the beginning." As we live and move forward, make our dash worthwhile. Let us seize today, create or respond to opportunity and meet our obligations. Let us to continue to learn and grow. Let us do good. There was a particular moment I remember well. It was night duty. And within the ward, it was a time when I found many patients alone in the darkness, thinking, reflecting on their circumstances, the past and their future. I sat with this patient, a man in his 70s, who was diagnosed with a terminal condition. Because as a nurse, there is no greater privilege to sit with someone reflecting on their dash. He spoke of his life being with his wife and family and friends. He reflected on his various adventures. He shared openly his successes and some frustrations. But importantly, he felt loved and he had loved and said he was in a good place. I asked, what advice have you got re life and living? I guess the dash. And he answered, live every day as if it was your last, and one day you're sure to be right. Be fulfilled. So, when your eulogy is being read, with your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they say about you and how you spent your dash? Carpe diem, graduates 2013. Seize the day and don't forget to have a good time along the way. Thank you.
Thank you, Graham. Ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to present Miss Leslie Martin. Leslie has performed with opera companies in Australia and internationally. With her vast performance experience, she is passionate about sharing her knowledge and expertise with promising young singers and create shows and events to provide performance opportunities for emerging artists.
Thank you. It's a dream that has brought you here so far. I hope you continue to dream. Congratulations.
Every
Thank you, Leslie. I now call upon the Vice-Chancellor and President, Professor Scott Bowman, to present the graduates.
Will all graduates please stand? Chancellor, as Vice-Chancellor and President, I certify to you and to Council that these graduates standing before you today have fulfilled the requirements prescribed by the University, and I ask that you present them with their respective awards.
In the name of the Council and by my authority as Chancellor, I'm delighted to present our newest graduates with their awards. Ladies and gentlemen, please honour them with your applause.
Will all graduates please be seated?
Chancellor, I call upon the Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Academic and Research, and Acting Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Higher Education, Professor Hilary Winchester, to present graduates.
Chancellor, I present to you graduates from the Higher Education Division. Bachelor of Learning Design, Mary Ann Shenton. Okay. For the Bachelor of Learning Management, Early Childhood Education, Cassandra Jane Davey. Kira Jade Lauritsen. Stacey Alana Martin. Amy Louise Peace. Karen Marie Piper. Hannah Louise Powell. Carly Lee Rose. Jodie Michelle Scott. Bree Renee Vandenberg. Jonathan James Wright. For the degree of the Bachelor of Learning Management, Primary Education, Ashley K. Boyden. Ashley Loretta Domio. Brooke Gayleen Linscott. Nicholas James Lunn. Kayleen Sue Mayer. Talia Emma McCarthy. Sarah Louise Muscat. Tara Michelle Paroz. And to the student who left his card on his seat, Benjamin Stack. Robin Ann Unwin. Michelle Ann Usher. Sophie Mia Wilson. Christopher Luke Bartley. For the degree of Bachelor of Learning Management, Secondary and Vocational Education and Training, David Anthony Evans. For the Bachelor of Nursing, John William Andrews. Katrina Andrews. Pauline Ann Blunden. Sarah Louise Chale. Omega Chikore. Karen Lillian Fennick. Christine Rosales Fernandez. Amber Lee Groth. Tracy Ann Heath. Emma Louise Lassau. Samantha Jane Lamulagu. Karen Louise Lee. Mary Moana Mallet. Jennifer Manzo. Joanne Narelle McGlusky. Chantal Renee McKnight. Elliot James McPherson. Big round of applause there. Sheila Knack. Isabel Mia Nicol. Megan Nitchman. Lizzie Tendai Nyamutsi. Carl Michael Ozurek. Keitha Mary Plant. Rupinder Kaur Ramji. Bronwyn Lenari Rogers. Beth Marie Sherwood. Vicky Marie Simpson. Julie Michelle Spry. Vanessa Stone. Catherine Jane Williams. Whoa. Zoe Patricia Yusang. Kylie Simone Battams. Barbara Ann Benstead. Lee Jeanette Godfrey. Kimberly Jane Greenwood. Hazel Annette Lyons. Michael Edward Moran. Rebecca Ann Stacey. For the degree of the Bachelor of Social Work, Karen Joy Banks. Jean Ann Duggan. Sarah Gillies. Wendy Jane Frampton. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts Honours, Tessa Claire Banvanista. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science Honours, Ashley Victoria Felice. For the Graduate Certificate in Creative Industries, Glenda Jean Staus. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to present to you another musical performance by Miss Leslie Martin.
This is the moment, this is the day when I send all my doubts and demons on their way. Every endeavor I have faced ever is coming into play, is here and now, today. This is the moment, this is the time, when the momentum and the moment are in rhyme. Give me this moment, this precious chance. I'll travel up my past and make some sense at last. This is the moment when all I've done, all of the dreaming, scheming and screaming becomes one. This is the day. See it sparkle and shine when all I've lived for becomes mine. For all these years, I've faced the
Thank you once again, Leslie. I call upon the Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Academic and Research, and Acting Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Higher Education, Professor Hilary Winchester, to present doctoral graduates.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present to you the following doctoral graduates. The candidates have undertaken a programme of supervised research and study which has made a significant original contribution to knowledge. This qualification is a highly regarded achievement where the candidate has demonstrated highly specialised knowledge through thesis dissertation. Doctoral programmes may be undertaken in many disciplines, and only high-calibre graduates who have demonstrated academic merit may obtain entry to this award. Research is an integral part of CQUniversity Australia's purpose. We have a strong commitment to the conduct of cutting-edge research in new areas which challenge the boundaries of the traditional disciplines to provide distinctive research solutions with regional, national and international benefit. I present Angelina Joanna Ambrosetti for the degree of Doctor of Education. I've got more to read. Okay. Let me tell you a little about Angelina's thesis. The title is Reconceptualising Mentoring Using Triads in Pre-Service Teacher Education Professional Placements. The use of mentoring triads as an alternative to the traditional mentoring practices in pre-service teacher professional placements was explored. Data was obtained using a survey, interviews and observations of mentoring triads in action. Findings were used to develop a set of recommendations to enhance mentoring practices and the use of mentoring triads. Dr. Angelina Joanna Ambrosetti. Chancellor, I present Annalie Simone Bates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Bates's thesis title is Graduates Developing Sustainable Professional Practice in the Field of Statutory Child Protection. Her research found that the first 12 months of practice was crucial in determining whether or not an individual felt motivated to continue working in child protection. In particular, it found that a centralised induction program and informal support from colleagues and supervisors was beneficial. Overall, the research indicated that graduates have 3 dynamic phases they move through in the first 12 months as they become socialised into the role, including survival, immersion and confidence. Dr. Annalie Simone Bates. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of doctoral graduates.
I now call upon Dr. Angelina Ambrosetti to deliver the response by graduate representatives.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, Deputy Vice-Chancellors, Mr Wilkinson, CQUniversity staff, fellow graduates, our friends, family and special guests. The poet William Yeats once said that education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. We, the graduates, are here today to celebrate the completion of our degree. Our degree is not the beginning of our education, nor is it the end. It is just one step within our education. I think of my degree like the kindling that keeps the fire alight. Thank you, Mr Wilkinson, for sharing your education story with us. Your story demonstrated that education is certainly lifelong, and it certainly resonated with me that the dash is like the kindling that keeps the fire alight. We have completed our degree and have gained new knowledge and skills, as well as new ways of thinking and working. We've been challenged. We've experienced success and failure. We've made new friends, and we've discovered new learnings about ourselves. Studying can be very emotional. At times, the flame went out. Sometimes it burned very brightly. Sometimes it just changed colour. Other times, it jumped out of the barrier and burnt a hole where it shouldn't have. Studying can also be frustrating. Sometimes we needed some ignition tools to help us get started, food sources to keep us going, and sometimes artificial fuel to get us to the end. Other times, we just needed the support of our family, friends, mentors, lecturers, supervisors to keep the flame alight. On behalf of the graduates, I would like to thank the teaching staff here at CQUniversity, our friends and family. You have accompanied us on our education and you've helped to get the fire going and keep it alight. Today is a great celebration to celebrate our achievements. I congratulate you for achieving your degree and wish that the fire continues to burn brightly for you in the future. I would now like to present a gift to our guest speaker, Mr. Wilkinson. Thank you.
Thank you, Angelina. I call upon all new graduates to please stand. I charge you as graduates of CQUniversity Australia to strive for truth, integrity and compassion, to contribute to your chosen professions and by the application of your abilities to support and nurture the communities of which you are a part. May your awards bring honour to your university, to your chosen profession and to yourselves. Good luck. Please be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the ceremony. On behalf of the Chancellor, members of the University Council and CQUniversity staff, I would like to thank you for your attendance and invite you to join with us for refreshments in the foyer following the ceremony. I ask you to please stand while the official party retires.